Back from the tour, and I get an email that says, and it's a comment no less. So this person didn't want to message me personally to tell me I'm a dick. They wanted the world to know it. But I approve all my comments, so. So I get this comment and it said, Voltaire, you are such an arrogant prick. I have a friend who's a huge fan of yours, and he went to see you when you were on tour, and you were such an asshole to him. You treated him so badly. You're nobody. You're not a big star. Nobody knows who you are. You're like some tiny little minor local celebrity. You should be thankful to anybody who cares about what you do, and get off your damn high horse and give your fans a little bit of respect. You're a jerk. So I went, okay. So I sent the guy a reply like I would anybody else. And I wrote, thank you very much for your message. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. If you spend 5 minutes on my MySpace page, I think you will find that the things that you said are probably not true. But obviously you had a friend who had a bad experience with me. I'm willing to bet that your friend, of the thousands of people I met on tour, thousands, I'm willing to bet that your friend was the guy who came up to my booth in Tempe, Arizona and called me a douchebag before I even opened my mouth. And the guy emailed me back about half an hour later and said, my apologies. One person on a tour where you play for thousands of people spreads this myth that you're an ass. And now, if you give me 30 more seconds, I will tell you how that transpired. I'm sitting at my booth. Steve was sitting at the Eagle Likeness booth right next to me. He was drawing. I was checking my email for the first time in 12 hours. It's amazing. I lasted. And I'm sitting there checking my email, and I have a few minutes left. Doors have just opened, but I'm just finishing up. This guy walks up, and he's wearing like acid wash denim jeans and like an ironic t-shirt, like a sky blue Star Wars t-shirt or something. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, there's that douchebag Voltaire. I look up, I look at him, I look at Steve. Steve looks at me. And I went back to what I was doing. And when you are a performer, as these nice folks will tell you, no matter how huge or how unhuge you may be, people automatically assume that you're arrogant because you're a performer. I don't know why, but I think people think that if you get a little bit of attention from people, that your head's instantly going to blow up, which is not necessarily.
We are awesome.
So he walks up and he's like, hey, douchebag. And I was just like, I went back to what I was doing. Then he gets right in front of me with his girlfriend, and he said, listen, I'm a music producer, and you should give me tracks from your songs, because I'll remix them and make you really poppy and stuff. I again look at Steve. Steve looks at me. I look at the guy and said, well, thank you for the offer. That's very generous of you. But as it happens, I don't presently have separate tracks at the moment. But a remix album is something that I definitely want to do in the future. So stay in touch with me. Drop me a line in like 6 months. I should have like stems by then, which is what they call them. And he's like, no, I think you should give them to me now, because I want to do it now. Steve looks at me again. I look at Steve. I look at the guy and I said, can I give you a little bit of professional advice? I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. But I would like to give you some free professional advice. In this business, or in any business, when you are asking someone for a favor, as you are asking me to give you something, and you do not know the person that you're asking a favor from, it helps to make yourself appealing in some way. And you have made yourself completely unappealing in every possible way. You walked up to my booth, you insulted me, and called me a name. Then you demanded that I give you something. I told you that I'd be happy to give it to you when it was ready in 6 months. And then you demanded I give it to you now. You have made yourself so unappealing, I don't wish to ever give you anything ever. And it's very helpful for you to know that this conversation and this meeting between us could have gone completely differently if you just walked up and showed me a modicum of respect, the same amount of respect I would have given you. And he just looked at me and was like, and he turned around and walked away, and his girlfriend stormed off with him. And Steve said, "You are way too nice." Because I would have looked at him and went, "Fuck you!" Or threatened to rape him. So I thought that went well. You know, I mean, the guy was really, really rude. I thought I kept my cool. I told him very politely that he was being rude. And if you're going to ask someone for something, you should try doing it nicely. And he went off and told all of his friends that I was an arrogant prick. So that's the kind of thing. Unfortunately, that's the kind of thing that you deal with sometimes, because when you're on the road, you can't pick the people who come to your show. And I think I can speak for these guys when I say this, but certainly it's true for me. But my shows are full of awesome people. I don't know what it is about what I do, but it seems to attract people who are awesome. Like there's a very, very, very low, yes. It's not to say that what I do is awesome. It's just to say that something about the way that I think that comes across in the song attract people of a similar nature. There's a very, very low douchebag quotient at my show. So when one pops up, believe me, they attract a lot of attention to themselves right away. Here's a zebra.
I don't count us in here, but she made this.
Is that you raising your hand, Hannah?
Some of you may have seen the video with the one that she made the little tail.
Hannah gave me a similar one. It was sort of velvety at the Dallas show, and she's a fan, and she's really, really awesome. And she works in an adult toy store, and she brought this one for Donna today. She brought me a velvety one at the Dallas show, and last night she gave me an inflatable Area 51 love doll, which got used. And eventually a man took it away with him, and he came up to my booth to have it signed, and I expressed to him what he was getting. He didn't seem to mind.
So you're out of time, actually.
So there'll be Voltaire clones running around in a minute.
Before everybody leaves, why don't you tell them what you've got out right now that you'd like them to come and buy?
Okay, you guys want to start?
Yeah.
First of all, we're playing on Sunday night. Over in the Marriott, we're the band that's not MSI. Although if you like them, we go on halfway through their set. So.
Or if you decide you don't like them, they go on halfway through their set.
Yeah. Regardless, and Hell Blakey Sextet are playing first, and they're really, really awesome as well. So please come out to that. Donna, being the much more graceful, articulate one, will take over. Oh, okay. So you're
Donna writes my book.
I wrote a book.
Donna writes good.
Children's books in America, which we have. I have a horror novel called Isabel Burning.
Talking to the microphone, I don't know if they can hear
Can you hear me? Okay. I have a horror novel called Isabel Burning that just got published, and we have that with us this weekend. And we have a brand new single also called The Lowest Place on Earth, and all of our other usual art and stuff. Oh, no.
a bunch of stuff I'm doing with Weird Tales magazine. We are carrying some Mindless Faith stuff. Steampunk magazine, we've got some of their stuff. We've got some of the Weird Tales things as well. And I was going to riff on something, but I lost it. Voltaire?
Okay, what's coming up? Well, first